So we want to go now to Steve Harrigan. Steve, we were watching you just off the causeway that goes out to the island of Boca Grande. Where are you today, and what are you seeing?
We are in Placida in Charlotte County, and if you take a look behind me here, we are seeing complete destruction in a mobile home park. One after the other, all the way down the street, down the next street, everything gone. I spoke to a man over there. You can see him in his car there smoking a cigarette. I said, "Is this where you live?" He said, "It's where I used to live. No more." He said his home cost $25,000. It's a complete loss, and he's going to end up going back to New York. So we have people here who are really dealing with complete destruction at this point. As far as any rescue goes or any help or any aid, we haven't seen any movement at all on the ground. Communication, extremely difficult. People really seemed shell-shocked. They're coming out of where they rode the night out. Many of them rented rooms in some luxury condominiums down the street there because they thought they were sturdier. And the man told me, you know, at least I'm alive. I've lost everything, but at least I'm alive. And they're comforting each other. We're seeing people really hold hands and commiserate, as we're seeing over there, really people asking each other how they survived and how they got through it. Now, we have seen some helicopters overhead, but we haven't seen much else. And you've really got to wonder, when you have street after street of complete destruction like this, is anyone inside? So far, we haven't seen rescue attempts. We have seen helicopters, but keep in mind two things make this incredibly complicated. One, the force of this wind at 150 miles per hour plus created a lot of debris all around, so getting around is difficult with the flooding and also with down trees and down power lines. So that's been tough. And also communication is a real problem as well. Cell phone towers are down. Phones are down. We're actually using a Starlink to get this shot up. It took about 4 engineers to make this happen. So we're really, at this point, you know, I haven't used sat phones since Iraq. So that's the kind of communication we're dealing with right now. People in crushed houses, no sign of movement, no sign of aid in the place where I am, and people just stunned, sort of walking around looking at what they've gone through over the past 24 hours. Back to you.
Steve, hang with us a moment if you can. You're right around the Gasparilla Sound as I look at the map here. I don't know if anyone's been able to access the island of Boca Grande. Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. You know the sort of luxury homes that are built on that island. There's a reason people live there. It's absolutely stunning. But you're also in a part of the country that has taken a direct hit from a Category 4 hurricane twice in 18 years. Is it too soon for those people to reflect on their bad luck as they wake up this morning?
You know, the emotion that we're seeing with people who have really stumbled out, whether it's a mobile home or a condo, you got rich and poor really side by side here. And you mentioned that marina. Those boats are a stunning picture as well, just crushed, one on top of the other. But I think the overwhelming emotion here of those who rode it out and who are still here is they're staggered, but they're grateful to be alive. This man here who's smoking a cigarette and drinking a Busch Light said, you know, I rented a room in the condo. I made it. I've lost everything, but at least I'm not dead. I haven't been killed. So I think there's a semblance of gratitude. And what we have now is really the next few hours are going to be critical. If people are trapped, if people are in here, we've got to see some motion, some aid. Mm-hmm. All we've seen so far are flyovers, and there's the first sign of some first responders down the road there coming in probably to do a door-to-door check on see if anyone is, and we're seeing some medical aid as well. So roads are opening up, and we're seeing the initial arrival of first responders in a mobile home park that has been completely devastated here right next to Gasparilla Marina.
Well, Steve, I'm going to push my luck with you here while we got the shot up. Where did you and your crew ride out the night? How far inland from where you are now?
We're just about 1,000 yards from where we are now, and it really goes to show you, you know, if you're in a well-built structure that costs a lot of money, you can maybe have a lot better chance than other people. These people in these structures really didn't have a chance. Mm-hmm. You know, the boats are destroyed, the big yachts are destroyed, but these mobile homes are completely crushed. And, you know, this man said, like you said, we haven't had storms here in a long time. This guy said, I've had a great time. I've enjoyed my life here for the past 10 years, and we never saw this coming. We didn't think it was going to be that bad. It got a lot worse quicker than we thought. and now people are trying to comfort each other. And I know that aid from 36-plus states is on the way. But in these initial hours, it is really just Floridian comforting Floridian and asking, do you have basic needs? Do you need a jump start? Is your tire flat? Do you have water? That's where we're at right here.
It was good to see, Steve, those emergency vehicles arriving, and I'm sure it will be a relief to people there to know that the help is definitely on the way. This might not have been possible, but have you been able to get, either through the drone footage or otherwise, an aerial view of the damage?
That's what we're working on, really, with a crack team right here. We've got satellite dishes up, we've got a Starlink up, and we've got a drone team. So I think when you see the pictures from overhead of street after street of decimated mobile homes and boats just piled on top of each other, you'll get the real feeling of what 150-mile-per-hour winds have done here. I know people are suffering from the flooding, but the initial blow of wind hit about 6 miles from where I'm standing. And in the poorly built or lesser built mobile homes, you can see catastrophic destruction street after street.
Steve Harrigan, thank you. I'm sure
Amazing.
we'll be back to you with this footage. Thank you so much.